Hey family, this video is going to be different. It's not gossip, it's not drama, it's the truth about how I got fired for doing something that shouldn't be controversial. Setting boundaries at work to take care of my family. I'm sharing this because someone out there needs to hear it. I kept a journal, I kept records. So this just isn't a rant, it's the receipts and the reality of what happens when professionalism becomes toxic. Let me take you back to where it all started. About a year ago, my wife was in her third trimester and our first child was in daycare. I had to pick her up every day at 5 p.m., no exceptions. I did the responsible thing. I spoke with my supervisor early during our workshops, OCI training, and wanted to get ahead of the year. I explained that I needed to leave around 4 p.m. to make it to the daycare on time. Not because I was slacking, but because I'm a father. From the jump, getting this conversation to happen was like pulling teeth. I had to push just to get my supervisor to talk to her supervisor and the principal. Eventually, I was told to write accommodations and send it to the proper channel, the network. I even had my supervisor review it first to make sure it was clear. They said it looked good, so I submitted it. Here's how that played out. July 11th, I sent the draft of the ticket. July 15th, I officially submitted the ticket. July 17th, I got a response. July 19th, I reached out again, asking to regroup, trying to get support, trying to move forward. And on July 22nd, I finally had a real conversation with my principal. She gave me two options. Option one, I could leave between 4:10 and 4:15, but only if all of the tasks were done for the team. Option two, I could transfer to another campus closer to my child's daycare and stick to the normal schedule. I told her I like to talk it over with my wife. On July 23rd, I followed up and told her about a school that was closer to the daycare. My supervisor wasn't around, they were at training, but I did my part. Then July 29th came, I met with my supervisor and the principal, and suddenly it's like none of these conversations ever happened. They act like the transfer was a new idea, and I had to remind them again. So now the 4:10, 4:15 option has somehow changed to 4:15 or even 4:30. The goalposts were moving. My principal said it was now in operations hands and told my supervisor to reach out to their supervisor. Weeks passed, no clarity, no update. August 20th, my supervisor brings up that me leaving at 4 isn't working because of the school's dismissal. I reminded them that I tried to finalize this weeks ago before the kids arrived. I've also asked if they created the follow-up ticket that they said they would. Turns out they didn't. Then came August 28th. We were grilling a back to school event and I was on the grill chefing it up when their supervisor called me multiple times. When I got a chance to pick up my phone, I was told that they needed a decision now about the transfer to a location that's on the opposite side and further away from my child's daycare. I explained again that the transfer wouldn't help because I still need to leave early to pick up my kid because of the traveling distance. You all know how MTA systems are. It's going to be a lot of delays. So you have to basically prepare for that when it comes down to traveling. Once I explained all of that, it seemed like the tone has shifted. She reworded what I said, telling me that I'm refusing all accommodation. But that's not the truth. I am not refusing the accommodation. I'm saying none of the options you gave me allowed me to be a father and employed at the same time. Then they hit me with this. The original accommodation was denied and the transfer was the only option left. I was told to call her back. I did. There was no answer and I left a voice message. That same day, I left work at 4 o'clock like I always do. I'm on the train, there's delays. underground. I make it to the daycare on time to pick up my child. When I checked my phone, my supervisor sent me a message. Apparently, I missed a meeting with them and one of the operation members from network. I've checked my email. The invite was sent after 4 p.m. I was never told it was happening. The next day, August 29th, I spoke to my supervisor. They acted like I had missed a pre-scheduled meeting. I told them respectfully I wasn't aware of any meeting. The invite came in after my leave time and no one gave me a heads up. Then came the Zoom call. On that call, there was my supervisor's supervisor, my supervisor's supervisor, which is the person who is at the network level, and my supervisor. They told me I was being let go. They said I have left early too often, that I denied the transfer they offered. I spoke up and told them the truth. I left at 4 p.m. to pick up my child. The transfer that they offered wouldn't solve. Felt like they were twisting the facts to fit a decision they have already made. I wasn't refusing, I was being honest. But in their eyes, setting a boundary was the problem. I wasn't fired for a poor performance. I wasn't fired for misconduct. I was fired for trying to be a present father while still doing my job with integrity. I kept the receipts. I have the conversations. I followed the processes, but it did not matter. The system was never designed to support people like me. People who advocate for themselves and their family. If you are watching this and you are in a similar situation, I see you. You're not wrong, you're not lazy, you're not asking for too much. You're asking for basic humanity in a system that treats boundaries like betrayal. This happened to me, but it's happening to others too. And silence protects the system. So I'm not staying silent anymore. If this resonated with you, drop a comment, share this with someone. Just know that you're not alone. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe for more real stories from your boy PB. Speak up. Your voice matters. I holla.